Well. Hello. I did not turn into an alien. I don't know what that is or how to fix it. So that's going to be really interesting if it stays like that. Let's try to fix it. There have been problems technologically on this show in the past, but this has to be the best so far. I don't know what this is. Honest to God, I have no idea. Let me see if I do a different, welcome to the Animal Intuitive Show. We have lots of interesting things that happen here. If you come to this show regularly, you know that. This has to be the best by far. Thank you for the thumbs up on that. I truly, I don't know why my eyes are like this, and I have no idea how to fix it. Yes. Well, my husband's trying to tell me that, but it's the same background I used last week though. There's nothing different about it, so he's trying to help, but let me see what happens if I play you my intro. Let's see if it fixes it. So let's see. Come on, all you doggies, won't you walk with me? I'm the puppet dog. It's literally not because my eyes are blue. My husband's trying to help, but it's definitely not because my eyes are blue. I had the exact same setup last week. This is the Animal Intuitive Show. And yes, I do have blue eyes, but that is not a reason for my eyes to look like... I don't know if he... Do you know what I look like? He's like... It's... But why? Why? Guys, I really don't know what to do. Just go with it. Just stay like this. Okay, that's what he says to do. All right, well, I have a special guest tonight. I have two. I have Cooper, who's a dog who is driving his mom nuts. And then I also have our new family member, who I want to introduce you to. And I did a little bit of a poll today, so I would love also if you would take part in the poll tonight, because I am trying to we're trying to decide on the spelling of a name. We have a general name for her, but let's first introduce her to you. And if you're coming in just now, I don't know why I look like this. This will be one for the books, but this is the Animal Intuitive Show, and I'm Ann Angelo Webb, the Animal Intuitive, and we do shows about animal communication. The cat just decided she did not want to be held. We have a new kitty here. We do shows about animal communication, natural pet care, and interviews with experts in the field of animal care and advocacy. And yeah, we have a new family member, so I wanted to introduce her to you tonight. And just by the way, if you continue watching this show, if you can get past my eyes looking like this, what I do is when I have a show that goes on for a while, I do timestamp it. So if you're here and like say that I'm talking about one thing and you came for another thing, just run the little thing along the bottom of it. If it's a very short show, then I don't do that if I only have like one topic or something, but if I get into like multiple topics and it goes on for a while, then I will timestamp it. So just wanted to mention that. And also, if I'm listening to an animal, please do just fast forward, double click. Sometimes I'm listening, and so I'm a little quiet, but other than that, the only other thing is I do really appreciate you being here. I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you liking, subscribing. We just got past 1,000 last week, so I am trying to continue to grow the show. So all of your likes and shares and all of those things really do matter. They really do help the show. So first off, let's see if we can get... my husband's gonna bring her over. Here she is. Oh, she's see-through too. Oh, this is really interesting. Maybe we're too close to my background. She's totally see. She's so cute too. I wish you could see her in like normal. She's adorable. This is so weird. I'm gonna try and fix the. My husband's gonna try and fix the lighting while I'm here and see if that'll help. It worked fine before, of course. I mean, it's not like I don't try to set this stuff up ahead of time. So this is our new cat. Her eyes look really cool. This is our new kitty cat, and she came with a name. We adopted her. Somebody who does a lot of traveling as a nurse needed a home for her because of a new job where she couldn't really take her. So she needed a home, and she needed to kind of do it a little quick. So we took her in, and so she had taken the name that the shelter had for her. And the name was Bria, Bree at the shelter, and then she added the Ia. So I kind of felt like that wasn't totally the name that this cat wanted, though. And I wasn't sure how we felt about it either. So I've been communicating with her and trying to get the right name. And the name that's come up for me with her is Giovanna. I think she's done. She doesn't want to be here anymore. Okay, Giovanna. But we're stuck between Giovanna, G-I-A. There she goes. G-I-A or G-O. G-I-O. Two different spellings. So the shortening would be Gia or G-O. So I love to hear people's opinions. I put out a poll today, kind of late in the day, so I didn't get a ton of responses. So if anybody wants to comment after the show, if they're watching the replay, I do appreciate hearing from you. I'm going to see if this helps. Nope, that didn't help. So I'm just still trying to fix this eye issue, but it's not really working. I think people are coming in and leaving because they're seeing this eye thing and thinking there's like a malfunction, but it just kind of is what it is. If you want to, if you're interested in hearing me talk to these animals tonight, you're gonna have to see my eyes like this. I don't know. So that's Giovanna. So let me know what you think. If you're in the chat and you'd like to add in your opinion, let me know. Or, put it in the comments later. So the first thing I want to do is pull up a picture of Cooper. He is a really cute dog who's 2.5. Let's show Cooper. Somebody looks normal. Okay, so here's Cooper. I believe he's a pit mix. And he, I feel like you could see him better over here for some reason. I don't know. That's true. But, so just to let you know, I do actually know his mom, but I haven't seen her in a long time. We used to work together, a very long time ago. I've never actually seen where she lives. I haven't seen her in a very long time either. Like, it's been like 11 years actually. And Cooper, I've never met. So she contacted me and let me know that Cooper is driving her crazy. He stands in front of her barking incessantly, wakes her up 2 to 3 times a night. No hungry, so it's not that he's hungry, she's saying. He may go out sometimes, just sits on the porch. If she closes the door, he barks as though he wants to come in, and when I open the door, he just sits there. So I guess he's trying to go out and just sits on the porch. And then if she closes the door, he barks as though he wants to come in. When I open the door, he just sits there. I just can't take it anymore. Oh no. Okay, so she's trying to figure this out. She needs some relief. Okay, so he's such a cute guy. All right, so my job here is to just tune in and try and get a sense from him what is up, what's bothering him. Okay. And if you are watching this and didn't hear me say this, I have to listen to them. And especially when I'm on video doing these lives, sometimes I have to listen a little longer because there's just a lot of distraction for me as opposed to like when I'm doing a private session. So just like fast forward, if you're watching the replay, I ask you to do that. Don't just go away if you came here and you're interested. I do appreciate you sticking around to see what they have to say. Okay, so he first comes up with, a lot of times with animal communication, when you first go in to talk to them, they want to bring up the feeling first. Like that's how, I won't even say they want to, it's just how it happens at first when you don't, especially when you don't communicate with an animal a lot. It's almost like you're like getting to know each other. It's like you're warming up, so to speak. So the feeling first with him that comes up is very sweet. I love you, Mom. Like, I'm not trying to bother you, and I know that this is annoying you, and I'm actually really upset. Like, something's really bothering me. So this isn't just like, you know, for no reason. So he's glad that we're talking about it. Try something here. Ooh, wait a minute. Did this help? This, I think I can fix this eye issue. Hold on. I just saw a button that sometimes when you sit long enough, there we go. Okay. Thank you to everyone who stuck around through that. I appreciate you a lot. I really do. Because that was really weird. Okay. Oh, that's fixed. Okay, so I'm getting feelings. So then the feeling I get, the next one is the physical feeling. And I feel his paws start to get restless. Like, I actually feel like a sensation, like, what's that thing, that leg thing, shaky leg or, twitchy leg, the thing people get, jittery leg where they can't sleep. It's like that. Like I get that in his paws. Not necessarily like that. It's just that feeling. I'm not saying that he has like that condition, but nervous. Something is making him nervous. I need to ask him some questions. So I'm going to ask him things like inside, outside. What, you know, try to get a sense of where is this coming from? Is there something he's hearing? So there's these are the kind of questions we ask as we're communicating. Something outside. Like I want to check outside. I want to go outside and check this out and make sure things are okay. It's fear. Like it's definitely not like really having to go to the bathroom or food, like she said, it's not a physical issue. I'm not getting that. I'm getting, um, and I know he's well cared for. I know he goes to the vet and things like that. Like she takes care of those things. So we can rule anything out like that. And I always make sure my clients don't rely on me as a vet, because I'm not a vet. But that's what I'm hearing, that he's got something that's making him very nervous. Oh, and Rose couldn't be on the show tonight because she may be listening, but she was taking care of her grandson. So she, unfortunately, she might pop into the chat. It would be nice to be able to talk to her, but she can't probably. So I'm probably going to have to put this information out and then hope it helps. If I can, maybe I'll put some information in the comments afterwards to update you all as to what she said about it, if it, what rang true. He's trying to get her attention to go look outside. There's a sound. I hear it like a bell. It comes into, actually, the way I hear it is like we have a train right here. It's the train that goes to the city. And it's like that. Like I hear this sound it makes, like a I don't even know why. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I never thought about it before, but there's this particular almost bell sound that it makes, as I guess it's like clanging a bell, like warning people that it's coming through maybe, or it's creating the sound by the motion. And that it's similar to that. Like that's kind of the sound I'm hearing, like I'm getting that association. So, Rose, if you're listening, let me know if that makes any sense to you. And, if you're listening afterwards, just try to think what that might be. The only thing I can think is to try to drown out any kind of sound, like maybe playing music or white noise, something like that, so that he doesn't hear anything. And maybe trying to give him something to help him relax before he goes to sleep, as long as it's veterinarian's okay with it, but like giving him CBDs or something like that. So cute. It really sends him, he says, into I get like a tizzy, like it really upsets him and makes him feel very insecure and upset. Seeing if she might be texting me about this too. No, okay. Yeah, she has a young grandson, so she said she would be too distracted to be able to talk, so she's probably having trouble even watching or chatting. So also I want to remind everybody, if you did come to have me talk to your pet, just let me know in the chat. I'm just seeing if there's any last thing that he has to say. He knows that it's annoying. He does feel bad about it. He really feels sorry about it. He knows that it's affecting her. They're so attuned to us, and they always want what's best for us. So, for their humans. So it doesn't surprise me that he's saying that he's concerned about, how this is affecting her. And I'm sorry, my back's twisting, so my back's getting twisted, so I'm gonna have to put him over here. Need to move him like that. So he's a sincere little guy. He's really Doesn't want to be upsetting her, causing her to be tired. He's so cute with his little hat on. And, oh, my husband's bringing Giovanna, whatever, out here. Here she is. We literally just brought her in. Oh, now she's yellow. I don't know. You're not loving this, huh? Wait, you're being upstaged by a dog. Go this way. Hello. Hi. There she is. So yeah, let me know what you think of her. And her name. We just got her Sunday, actually. Cantina, the darn chat. That's what Rose says. I'm assuming what she's saying, she can't get into the chat. I don't know what that means. I'm assuming she can't log in. I don't know why. But, so I'll tell you a little bit about, since that was kind of short, and I'm gonna try to send her the link so that we could converse a little bit about this. But in the meantime, I'm going to send her the link, maybe in a text. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about animals coming into your home. And, you know, we have a multi-animal household. So I figured that that is actually a topic that might be of interest to people. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, especially from like an animal communication perspective. But, you know, there's definitely things that, you know, I even, you know, we've been actually doing a little bit of a hybrid. Jackson Galaxy is the cat, you know, whisperer cat daddy guy. And I've talked about him before on here. I think he's good. And he has a little thing about bringing cats into your home and how to do it right. And so we've been kind of incorporating that into doing this. It's maybe a little bit different because I do what I do. So it's a little bit of a hybrid. But I am trying to, we have been trying to follow it because it can really avoid issues down the road. So a big part of that is separating them initially and not letting the two cats see each other. Now, actually, we have had no issue at all and kind of knew we wouldn't with the dogs because we have two dogs and the dogs don't care at all. Like, they're more or less like intimidated by the cats because cats have trained our dogs to be intimidated by them. So we haven't really had a problem with that. So she just doesn't know about how to find the chat. You look for the little square empty box. I'm trying to describe what a chat looks like under the video. So yeah, so we've been doing that. We separated them. Now we're starting to bring them closer together. They are seeing each other a little bit now. And we may have done that, like maybe now we're doing it a little faster than he would recommend. But we're also doing some essential oils and diffusing them and talking to them a lot about this process. So before I adopted her, I actually spoke to her and I spoke to all my animals about bringing her into the home. And I really felt that they all were okay with it. I felt that Gracie needed a friend. We actually had our cat, Tierna, who passed in February. And yeah, it's interesting. Her head just like popped up when I said Tierna's name. She's sitting right there. So Gracie's friend Tierna passed in February. It was devastating for all of us. I've talked about it on here, but we felt like it was really, it's been hard for her because, cats like to cuddle together and they like to, she still likes to play. She's 11, but she still likes to play a lot. She's very active. So we felt like it was time to do this. So I wanted to make sure that it wasn't traumatic or upsetting for anybody. So I did tune in with everybody and felt that it was the right time and felt that they understood why that we were doing this. And I also want more of a model too, an animal that would be a model for this show, because Gracie is not so much willing to just sit there when I try to do acupressure and massage and things like that. So I did check with the former person of this cat to make sure that she was going to be willing to do that, and she felt she would. Hopefully what we just saw tonight wasn't what we're going to see down the line. I mean, she never has been in front of all the lights and everything, so hopefully I mean, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't. We love her, so if she doesn't end up being a cat model, that's okay. That's all right. I just think I'm destined not to have any of my pets be on camera. I think it's a joke on me. But so I do really recommend tuning in with everybody beforehand, letting everybody understand why you're bringing a cat into the home, or dog, or whatever, bird, whatever, any animal, and making sure that everyone understands why, but also you check in to see if there's any objections and why there might be an objection, and give them a voice in that, and work through it. And if you're really, really set on it, and for some reason one of your pets does not want another animal in the home, try to work through it. Like, I wouldn't just dive into it. I would give them the respect that they deserve and understand that this is their home too, and that whether it's that they're worried about losing their place, like in the home, their level, their status or whatever with you, or whatever. There can be so many reasons that an animal doesn't want another animal coming into the home. So I just really recommend being respectful and giving them their voice in that and talking to them about it. And then when you do bring them in, just keep checking in with them and make sure that you ease them into it, and don't just like rush it and force them together. Make sure that you're really watching. Make sure it's a time when you have the time to take and adjust, because this has definitely been kind of a tiring week. I mean, we're excited to have the new kitty here, and we adore her, love her, but it's taking up more time. Like, I've had to spend more time, just like moving, like the baby gate and the door, just moving, like putting an extra cat box and stepping over it, and putting the, food in 2 different rooms, and all that stuff is just, it takes up time. And so make sure that you have the time to do that. It can set you up for a much better experience down the road and for your pets. And, we all want to avoid, rehoming animals, Okay, so Rose texted me. She's having trouble finding that chat. It is kind of hard to find. I didn't know there was a chat in YouTube like years ago when I first got onto it. I couldn't find it either. So congratulations to all of you who know where the chat is. She says, sorry, don't see it. Anyway, I heard your comments. Makes sense given the way he acts. Can't figure out what the noise might be. This takes place at 2 or 3 a.m. That's really tough, because you're probably asleep and you don't even notice it. So I probably would say to try to just, instead of trying to figure out what the noise is, maybe just try to cover it up and try to just, avoid the whole thing. I'm actually going to send her a screenshot of the chat though and see if she can figure it out, what it looks like. But sometimes you can't figure out exactly what the issue is. See, Rose, right under see right under where those hashtags are, you see that it says live chat. You just click on that right under where it says hashtag the Animal Intuitive Show. But don't worry if you can't make it. Oh, look, she found it. Yay. She's here. Okay. So he wakes you up. But I don't know if whatever this is he's... So sometimes, dogs and cats, they hear stuff that we don't hear. They're just more attuned to even like little cricks and creaks in houses and things like that. They'll hear things that we don't. Like we had somebody who was making noise through a wall, and it took me a really long time to realize that a neighbor was making noise that I didn't even pick up on, and my dog was getting stressed about it. So sometimes we just don't, like, and it'll still happen, like, just different sounds that their little ears pick up on so much more than we do. So I don't know that you're going to necessarily figure out what it is, and maybe try not to stress too much about figuring out what it is, and maybe just try to see if you can... everything's falling apart tonight. I don't know. Who am I kidding? Tonight, every night I do this show, there's something. So just try to cover it up, I think would be the best thing, and not worry about trying to figure out what it is. Goodness gracious. Here, I'm going to turn this way. You're going to have my face, like, right in your face. There we go. If you have any questions for him, I'm here. If there's anything else you want to ask him, just let me know. Or anything you want me to tell him about this that you think might be helpful. I just love that my face is like in the camera this close now, that I had to fix that. I don't know why. I feel like this whole thing is like falling apart around me. Yes, that's it. Restless leg syndrome is what you were looking for. Yeah, that's it. Restless paw syndrome. That's it. That's what he has. But yeah, no, I didn't feel like it was a physical thing. It just felt like I just got that sensation of him, like he's like waking up, and that's what's his little paws want to go. Like they want to get moving. So I don't know, if you don't have any questions, I guess, let us know what happens, just trying to cover up the sound. See, and we can see if we need to. Why will he not come back in? Can you ask what I can do for him? Okay. Yeah, that just feels like it just becomes like a generalized anxiety. What can you do? I think, first of all, if you can avoid the whole thing, then you don't even have to worry about it. But, Casilda Brown, yes, you're in the live chat. Yes. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We are just talking to Cooper, who's been waking up Rose. I would try to avoid it. I think at that point, I'm telling him that there's nothing to be afraid of, but sometimes when animals are in the moment and they're like in that state of fear, what I tell them in an animal communication session will translate, but transfer, but sometimes it doesn't. So it may or may not affect him in the moment if he's freaked out. Sometimes they get into their animal brain, and that's kind of it. Um, when I say animal brain, that's not a good way to put it. They get into that part of them that's like instinctual and fear based, um, and you can't really. They don't remember that. Oh, okay, this is that time. That's right. When Anne told me that this is okay, like it doesn't necessarily translate. Um, but look him in the eye too, and you can do this too. Say, remember this is okay. Like he'll, you know, because then there's this connection has been now made about this issue. So, you can remind him that, remember, we talked about this. It's okay. Nothing's going to hurt you. I don't think he knows what to do. But let me see if he has any additional thoughts about that before I say that. One moment. When you take him out there, what's the significance of the grass? Because he's showing me a plot of grass. Does he go, just tell me what? Does he go all the way out to the grass? Do you walk him out to the grass? It feels like he wants to be on the grass. But he's showing me that image of grass, like a square piece of grass. And it feels positive, like he's making like a positive connection to it. As though like if he doesn't get a chance to get on there could be a problem for him. Like he needs that time. Just let me know if that makes sense. Or if you have questions about that. Have a fenced yard that is grass and sand. Okay. Does he make his way out? Does he get on the grass? Or do you see him like hesitating, or like is there some, do you think he's trying to get grounded maybe? Like is he spending enough time on the grass? Cuz I see his paws on the grass, like he's making a positive association with the grass. Oh. I'll wait for Rose to answer, but Casilla, I've been in here before, and I was just tending to my dog as she had a seizure. And you came up, so I didn't have time to do anything but jump in here. I'm so sorry that she just had a seizure. I guess she has epilepsy, or that's something. It sounds like you're kind of used to her having seizures. So his favorite spot is, Rose says, I'm going back and forth. Rose says his favorite spot is toward the back of the yard, maybe too dark. Oh, like, okay, so he doesn't get to get back there maybe during these little episodes. So he doesn't fulfill his complete need, maybe, is what this is. I mean, honestly, ideally this stops. Like you, ideally you block this whole thing out, and you don't have to worry about any of this anyway, because you don't want to be accommodating this probably at 2 or 3 in the morning, anyway. So my face is so in this camera, I can't stand it. But the way, I like really don't like how in this camera I am, but I can't. Do anything about it, I guess. So he just came to the door of the room that I'm in and is crying. Oh. Can you let him in? You know what I'm thinking this show is like on The Wizard of Oz, when he has like, he goes to all this effort to like the wizard, he's got everything set up, and then there's that moment when everything just like, it's like, no, everything is seen behind the, like, that's this show. I can't like just have everything work. Yes, like the backdrop thing is showing, like the blue screen, green screen, whatever I'm using. So he seems to know we're talking about him. It's funny that you say that, because that happens a lot. Like when I'm talking to animals, a lot of times people will say, oh, he just came right over here as we're talking, or she just jumped in my lap as we're talking, because they do know that we're talking about them. And then he ran when you opened the door. He's a little character, huh? He's trying. He's trying to get your attention, to get you to show you. Funny. It feels like he's trying to get you to pay attention to something, like he wants to show you having to do with what we're talking about. But you probably can't accommodate, so that's okay. But maybe after we finish, you could let me just listen and see what he says here. What he wants you to do. Just feels like attention. I don't necessarily think he wants you to go outside. Oh, okay. He's very jealous of your grandson. Okay. Yeah, well, that would... Okay, so are you asking him if he can show her what is bothering him? Yes, that's what I'm asking him. It actually feels more like attention. And then she said, he's very jealous of my grandson. So it doesn't necessarily feel to me like this is linked. That's what I was asking at first. I thought maybe it was linked to what we were talking about, and he was trying to get her to take him outside. But then I was like, and then she said he's jealous of the grandson. So I don't think it is. I think it's just he wants attention right now. And we're talking about him, so he's like, hey, this is me time, you know? Like, I think he's trying to pull you away, yes, but I don't think he's necessarily trying to get you to go outside and go to the back and all that. I don't think that that's what it is. He's jealous of your grandson. Oh. So your little guy, Casila, is... Oh, they don't know why. And he started CBDs, so they don't know why he's having seizures. Just started. And they're trying CBDs for it. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That's got to be really stressful. Right. He gets your attention at 3 a.m. That works for him. No grandson to compete with at 3 a.m. That's right. He knows. They're smart. They know. Well, I'm just seeing if there's anything else he wants to add to it. I wish I could name this sound, but I hear it, but I don't know. I can't say precisely what it is. I can hear it. You know, it could be it is a clangy type of sound. You know, I was gonna say maybe it's a pipe clanging, but I don't know. My husband's watching this, and he does pipe. I mean, he's a contractor, and he worked pipes and everything. I don't know why that would be the same thing at 2 or 3 a.m. though. Every night, I wouldn't think that it would be the same. So maybe I was wondering if maybe it was clanging pipes, but I don't know. My setting is just, I don't know. I'm just gonna record this show in the bathroom. I'm just gonna get an iPhone and go sit on the bathroom floor, because I think it would be the same quality sometimes visually. At least I'd know what to expect if I was sitting against my bathroom wall. It would be the same wall every week. So yeah, let me know what happens. I did ask my husband what you think about that. Could there be a same clanging with pipes at 2 or 3 a.m.? Or would it's not consistent, right? There's no reason for it to be consistent. No. Okay, no.
Unless it's been since the weather cooled down, and that happens to be when the boiler kicks in, because 3 a.m. is probably about the coldest part of the night.
Okay, wait, what? Say it again? It could be, unless he refuses to be on this show. Refuses. I've asked him to come on. He's right here. He won't get on. He says it could be the boiler. If you have one. Do you have a boiler? Because he says the coldest part of the night is 3 a.m. So do you have a boiler? Oh, wait, she's saying it could be the airport. Oh, you're near the airport. Oh, okay. Okay, so that would definitely... You have a furnace. She has a furnace. It wouldn't be the furnace, he says. It would not be the furnace. I would think airport could be, though, if there's something... waking him up from the airport flights or whatever. Excuse me. Well, yes, let us know. I think that this might be better now. My husband has been great tonight. He came out and fixed this so that now I can pull my face back. That's better. Um, so does anybody, oh, okay. So thank you, Rose, for having him on. He's such a cutie. Let us know how things go. Okay. Um, and Castilla Brown, correct. Mercy is her name, and she is 6. And I don't know if something happened or it's anxiety related or what she needs from me. Okay. Did you want me to tune in with her? Is that why were you wanting me to tune in with her? I'm assuming that you do, or you would be here. I just want to check before I go do that. I don't want to just jump on in without verifying that you want me to ask her. I mean, yeah, that you want me to talk with her. And her name is Mercy. I'll wait to see your response. The first thing I do want to say though, like this just popped into my head, and I will be honest with you, I don't know if this is intuitive or just because it's what I say across the board anyway. Do you use like, generally speaking, the least amount of toxins that you can use in your home, the better for any kind of health issues for your pets. So, like, even on a preventative level. So, if you're using cleaning products that, like bleaches or Lysols or anything really that has fragrances or anything, if you can, try to go as natural as you can. Just start there. Like, just get rid of anything you can that would have any of that in it. That would be the first thing I would say anyway. That's what popped into my head. And I will be honest, because that's something that I say to people just generally, I don't really know if that was for her particularly or if that was just because it's just what I would say anyway. So I don't know if it was intuitive or just, because I just know it's so important from doing this for so long, how much that does affect animals. They're just so sensitive. So I would just mention that. But if you wanted me to talk to her, definitely let me know. While we're waiting, I just thinking about my conversation with Cooper. Try to keep that in mind. Like I kind of blew past the point that I wanted to make a little bit about, like, that there's things that go on in our animals' environments that we don't realize how much our pets can be affected by. I guess it does have to do with this too, with, like, it's not just sounds. It can be toxins, cleaning products. Environmentally, there's so many things that affect these little guys that they're so sensitive, and we just we may not pick up on it because we become sort of oblivious, or we just have never noticed it to begin with. So sometimes it can help to do like a sort of sit back when something's going on with your animals and you're confused as to what it is. Think about the environment. Think especially sounds. Think smells. Excuse me. And think outside the box. It can really help to not think about it, actually. It can really help to, like, sit and maybe even just try to do a meditation and set the intention for that meditation to be for anything that could be affecting your pet to come into your awareness, and kind of just let it go. Like, try not to just think. um, you can use my free meditation. That might help. It's on my website and I have it linked below. That might help the information to just kind of flow up and come into your awareness. I think we lost Casilla. I don't know if she wanted me to talk to her dog. I hope everything's okay with Mercy. I was kind of thinking she wanted me to talk to her, but I'm not 100% sure, and I'm really careful about that. I'm guessing that's why she was on, but feel free to come back. I do next week have a guest coming that I'm really excited about for Veterans Day. I'm going to be posting about that. And then I have another guest coming more towards in a few weeks that I'm really excited about too. So I think not next week, but the week after, I'll be back doing animal communication live. Oh, you're back. Okay. So lost signal. Okay. Yeah, so did you want me to tune in and see what I pick up from her, or were you just kind of sharing, which is fine too? Sorry for this dead air, guys. Fast forward is all I can say. And if you're waiting to see if I talk to Mercy, just as I said, like, follow the timestamp. See if communication with Mercy comes up at the bottom. Just kind of swipe over the bottom of the screen. You'll see the little divots or the little markers in there. Chapters. Please, as she's right here rocking around. Oh. Okay. Okay, well, disclaimer, I'm not a vet, so I can't diagnose or treat illness. I just need to say that. But I can tell you what I pick up on. See what just comes up for me when I tune into her. So when I talk to animals, I give people exactly what I get. Sometimes things don't make sense to me, so I don't hold that back. I just put it out there because then if it makes sense to you, I don't want to not mention it. So the way that this comes across though is like the first thing that comes out is head, which of course, would make sense with seizures. Um, but I do for some reason hear left side, and I'm not really sure what that's about. Um, but it's particularly saying like left side head. I also, for some reason during that, and I don't know if she just hurt herself in the midst of it, or might have like stressed out her paw, but she's pointing out her leg or her paw. And I'm kind of getting it's the opposite, like the right side. And the word stitch. I don't know. Did she have to have any kind of stitches? Did she hurt herself? I don't know. That's what's coming up. And I don't know if they're like recommending that you do, maybe they, I know sometimes with seizures they have you like, if they don't know for sure what it is, it can get really like costly and like they get into like, well, we could go here, we could go do MRIs, we could do this, we could do that, and sometimes they want to just like first start with trying to treat it first. So I'm not sure where you're at in that process. I mean, you said they don't know what it is, so it said you're doing CBDs right now, so I'm assuming they didn't go like that deep yet into running tests and things, but I do get this overwhelm feeling in the body, but I feel like that's probably just the seizure itself. There's like almost a feeling of like a tidal wave, which would make sense that that's the seizure. So I don't think that's necessarily like a clue about what's going on. And feel free to jump in, ask questions, and this is like it is like a conversation, like going back and forth. So let me know if you have any questions or comments. So I'm gonna specifically though ask her, does this have to do with anxiety? That's not coming up really strong for me, that it's driven by anxiety. There's something with oh, okay, I'm sorry, you're saying things. Okay, yes, she circles excessively, so her leg opposite does become sore. I have a holistic vet that can do acupuncture. Oh, good. Blood work was normal. Okay. I feel something with fluid. Okay. That's funny that you say with fluid because I said tidal wave. That's interesting that you picked up like that. Like that's the association that both of us kind of went in that direction of water. Too. I'm not getting anxiety. The only reason I mentioned anxiety is because you said that you were wondering if it was anxiety. I thought. Because it says I don't know if something happened or if it's anxiety related or what she needs from me. But I'm not really getting anxiety. I'm sorry if that sounded like I said I thought it was anxiety. I don't really feel like it is. It doesn't really, I'm not getting that. It just feels like to me this comes out of nowhere for her, like something comes over her, you know, the seizure comes over her, and it's um you know, she doesn't. Let me see what else comes up. Let me just get quiet again and see if anything more comes to me. I keep getting brought back to the head. Spinal was what I keep coming to. Injury. Oh. And hello, those who are joining. Hello, Seeking the Truth with Dave. Welcome. Injury. I'm going to say this and see if this tips you off or connects with what you're thinking, because this is what keeps coming across to me. Is I see her getting, like, I don't think this is just the seizure. I think it's how this is being shown to me is actually a clue. Because it keeps happening, and I don't think it's just the seizure. The image I'm getting and the feeling I'm getting is like a wave coming over her. And it actually feels like it, it's like it's waving, comes up through the body from the bottom part of her. And then I get like being like spun around, like confused. And I just keep getting that visual, so I don't know if that means anything to you. It feels like, you know, when I specifically say, is this injury related, it feels not wrong, is all I can say. I can't tell you that that's what I personally got. Like, I got a clear, this is an injury, and I'm getting a specific, like, point of impact sort of an injury. I just keep seeing this visual of like this thing coming over her, like something that just comes from the bottom up and turns her around. So if you make a connection with that, then you might want to take that to mean that it has something to do with that. But oh, that's how she, yes, how she, you have just described almost exactly the way she starts moving right before the seizures start. Okay. Let me ask, did you see, because I am not getting clarity about any particular injury, so let me just ask you and start there. Did you see an injury, or did you, um, witness an injury and you're wondering if that injury had something to do with it? Or are you just wondering if maybe something happened that you didn't see that could be causing this? Okay, I think I can follow up from this. I believe she fell while walking with a friend. Oh. Hmm. When you said that, I got a feeling right here in my lower back on the right side. It would be my lumbar spine. Um, so they didn't. So I don't know if they. You were. Oh, she was hiking. Okay, I was not informed of anything, but she didn't feel right, and I couldn't find a reason until she began having seizures. Yeah, so maybe have them. Maybe they should do like a more tests, like an X-ray. I don't know if that's going to show enough, but like whatever else they might recommend just to clarify this. Because they might be able to do like it could be something where like even they could fix it easily. Oh, you noticed that. Okay. And like that particular and asked a vet. It sounds like maybe they need to do a little bit more testing and get clearer. So that you know what to do. Yeah. Because it could be something that could be fixed maybe quite easily with some spinal manipulation, but of course you don't want to do that unless you know what exactly is going on there. So, um, yeah, maybe just get more information at this point, because this might be something you could just might not have to dig too deep to get to the bottom of it. Poor little thing. It sounds like you're pretty intuitive and pretty connected to her. Yeah, absolutely. Feel free to reach out with me. You can always find me. My website is Intuitive Touch Animal Care, and my email is Ann with an E at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. It sounds like you're very in tune with her and you're, communicating and picking stuff up. So pat yourself on the back for that. I think you were down the right track already. So I can't take too much credit, but thank you. I'm happy to help if I can. Let us know what happens too. Drop a note or come back and let us know what's going on. I'm sure people want to hear how she's doing. And I'll keep, I'll pray for her that things will become very clear. Yeah, oh, little girl. How old is she? It's so difficult. I've had a cat who, my cat Tierna, had seizures. It's just awful to see that. She had a couple. Aw. Oh, there's Prison Bake Cake. That's the winner of our raffle. Did you know that you won the raffle? I tried to contact you. Yeah, prison. I put a community post out. We did a Halloween contest. Fluffy was our winner, and I put a community post out on that. Fluffy, I think he's a golden doodle. He was dressed like a taco, and he looked really cute. And then Prison Bake Cake won the raffle. But I hadn't heard from you, so I don't know if you got my post that you won that. I put it out, but I didn't know if you saw it. So you have a private session you won. So contact me, Prison Bake Cake, at Ann with an E. I'll put it right here. And at intuitive touch animal care. Aw, good. I'm so glad that that was helpful. That means the world to me. Thank you. And you're welcome, Casila. Oh, she's 6. Okay, so she's still a young little thing. So, yeah. Let us know how things go. I hope things work out soon. I hope you find stuff out soon. Yeah, so Prison Bake Cake you won, so contact me so that we can set up your private session. So anybody else out there that had any questions, or I saw we had one person. Prison Bake Cake, are you from Australia? You know, Dave's here from Australia, from Seeking the Truth with Dave. Dave has his true crime show, Seeking the Truth with Dave. There's a lot of true crime people in the animal community, and I guess vice versa. Animal people in the true crime community. So Dave sent a lot of people my way, and I'm really appreciative. I think he really pushed us into getting into the thousands. We finally got over the thousands, and I think probably 500 are from Dave's show, so we really appreciate that. Yes, you won. Yeah, I tried to reach you. I replied to one of the messages you had. Yeah, I tried to get in touch with you, but for some reason I guess it didn't you didn't get it. But yeah, I tried to it's hard with YouTube because it's hard. It's not like you can just message people. Like you're trying to find them through like old comments they've made and like replying and hope they see that in their email. There's no way to like directly reach people. So yes, you won. Yeah. Okay, yeah, definitely email me. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if it doesn't sound like we have any more calls tonight. It sounds like maybe you were coming to do a communication, but you found out that you won one. So we'll probably, I'm assuming you want to do it then. Yeah, no, wonderful. Good. I'm so happy. Thank you for participating and voting. So it was a fun little contest. So I guess we'll, be finishing up. And once again, I appreciate everybody who's here tonight. And I do have a couple of interviews coming up this month that I'm really, really excited about. And I hope you guys come and welcome those people because they're going to be really great. And I will be here again doing the live communication in probably 2 weeks after the interview for next week on Veterans Day because it relates to Veterans Day. Okay, you're in Melbourne. Okay. And I know you guys are all excited and celebrating that they found little Cleo, the missing girl. I mean, I think the whole world is. That was pretty amazing that they found her. I think It's really excellent news. You don't hear that often, so. Um, all right. Well, thank you everyone so much for being here tonight, and I really appreciate it. And we'll be here next week at 7:30 with our guest. Oh yeah, sure. Lucy Angel. Sure. What was your question? Taking a sip here. 1 second. Lucy's the kitty I spoke with last week, I think it was, or 2 weeks ago, maybe. Who's in spirit, right? Yes. I'm just looking for your question. It's the worst part about this show is I don't know what to do with the dead air between the chats. Well, I'm waiting to hear from people. I should like tap dance or something. Does my Lucy Angel help me from the other side? I feel like she does. The word, the sense, the feeling I get, and this is really common when I talk to people whose animals have passed and my animals that have passed. It's like they're participating in things on some level. So they're like involved in sort of like what I get is like a team effort. So I don't get that necessarily, and I know this isn't what you're saying, but I don't necessarily get that they're like dictating your life or anything like that. But I get that there's those that are concerned about us, and that there are certain times in our lives where they will push for certain things and try to get certain things to happen or to get our attention and to get our hearts to look a certain way or to, pay attention a certain way. So like I feel like that with my cat that just I showed earlier on the show that just came into our lives. That my cat Tierna, who actually looks like this cat, and they're probably of the same breed, even though they're mixes and they're not, purebreds, but I think they're both Norwegian forest cats. That there's some like connection there. That they have an involvement, yes. The short answer to your question is yes. But yes, I would say yes. So sorry, I tend to go off on tangents sometimes, but and you have a cat, Minzy, who's 3, so I'm going to go do our session on him because I really want to learn how to communicate with him better. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'm so excited, and thank you for choosing me. Yeah, you won the raffle, so you voted. So yeah, and because you voted, I did like a random raffle, and you got chosen. So thank you so much for participating, and everybody that did, I really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So reach out to me. So yeah, and once again, if those people who are watching want to take part in the helping me choose Giovanna or Giovanna, I'm trying to decide which one. I'm kind of leaning towards Gia because her name was Bria, and I think that would help her. And I think Gia is a little softer. Gio would be the shortening of Giovanna. So I don't think she's a Geo. I think I'm leaning towards Giovanna, but I wanted to see what people thought. So there were another couple names that came up, but I think we're leaning that way. So we'd love to see what people think. So thank you so much, and please join us next week, and have a wonderful weekend or week whenever you're watching this, and God bless. Thank you. Good night.